supplements each capsule with conversation, phrases exquisitely designed to lead me to madness. I am enamored by the soft scratching of his pen, each inscrutable mark he etches on the page. The doctor gives me books that I read through rainbow washes. Every chapter is an allegory of my nervous tics. Chapter 1, the way I hesitate before making a phone call, reluctant at the thought of small politenesses. Chapter 3, my tendency to shrink in the face of necessity, how I stutter at the bank. Chapter 4, those moments when I become a knot, small and twisted in upon myself. And Chapter 7, the greatest revelation yet, how I waver and then cave to my fantasies despite the best laid plans. The doctor wraps me in blankets and lets me rock. He knows that I see a cascade of pages pouring from my spine. He covers my brow with cool cloth and lays me against the couch to rave. Alright, this is part of the series I'm working on. It's called The Angel of Jillian. Jillian wants to be a whore. For now, she is caught in that iridescent age of 17, sneaking wine coolers and rum from her parents' basement. Most days, she carefully fills out assignments, takes the same seat in each class, and has dinner at home. She walks the dog once around the park and rereads a familiar book. Jillian is bored, so she fucks. The weekend brings boys with starched collars and patchy chins that long to be stubbled. She rubs her hands on their faces, leans in when she talks so they smell her hair and neck. It's like baby powder and grass, soft and bitter, chalky and fresh. She rumples their shirts and their mothers keep the iron hot. Boys will be boys, they muse, while Jillian gallops into a back seat. The starch crumbles at her fingertips and the buttons give at the slightest pressure. Jillian comes home Sunday morning in time for Mass. She wears last night's dress. Thank you. Alright, this is my last one for you guys. It's called Sunday Morning. In church today, there was no grace, no inflection, or sending up supplications in a spiral of smoke. Instead, holiness got lost in a family of sisters. 6 girls in floral dresses. They captivated the pews, marching to their spot in heels. The first disaster took root in red-headed Rena, unwieldy colt, unsure of her shoes. Passing the altar, she vaulted, long skinny heels snagged. In slow motion agony, she tilted face first to break her tooth on the wood. I laughed. She lay hysterical, clutching at her mouth. The congregation looked on. 3 of the girls wrapped her up between them and carried her out, face obscured by their flowers. 2 remained, smiling uncomfortably. Go on, they motioned the sermon. We faltered through the post-communion prayers, unnerved. When order had haltingly been restored, sitting in straight rows again, with our knees bent at the proper angle, Natalia stood and stumbled from her seat. What a scene she made, shaking in contractions. She held her belly and moaned as every head swiveled in her direction. The cradle, she protested, it's not ready. The remaining sister stood with her, leading her towards the door. I saw Natalia's face, letting out sweat to rest on her brow, her eyes half closed, running math calculations in agitation. I could imagine her stream of consciousness, moving from point A to point B and hitting all the in-betweens, cycles, due dates, diaper prices, and the rent check. She shuffled behind her sister. We watched until the door shut on her back. The service could not be saved. Thank you.
Insane, but I don't know nothing. No, I don't know nothing at
Alright, Haus, that was the vibrators rocking out for y'all. They'll be back later, and they will be here throughout the evening. If you saw also wish to use them during your open mic set. So keep that in mind. We're going to give them a little break.